Good morning. Um, One of the other things that I wanted to talk to you about, or one of the things that I want to mention today, is about. It's a difficult one because, anyway, in most of the little towns in England at the moment, there's plenty of videos on YouTube about the disrepair and how many closed up shops there are. Um, Seaside towns are falling into rack and ruin, sewage in the water. They've been given, you know, hazard warnings that you can't swim in our seas anymore because they're so filthy and dirty. Anyway, it's not the seas I wanted to talk about. In Coventry city centre, we had a little shop, and it was called A Drop in the Ocean. And as far as I'm aware, it wasn't a franchise, it was just a family run business. It was an Asian couple that had it, and they were absolutely spot on. They knew their herbal remedies, they were absolutely brilliant. Now, I've had issues with my back pain for years, and the doctor will just give you. Well, he used to give you a tablet called diclofenac, which was available on the NHS, and it was absolutely fantastic. But this new millennium and this new world order have decided that diclofenac is no longer on the prescribing list. So now they'll give you naproxen, which is terrible stuff. Anyway, my body couldn't tolerate naproxen because if you take naproxen, then you have to take another tablet to protect your stomach, and it was just too many pills for me. So I went to our little shop, Drop in the Ocean, and I spoke to the Asian couple that were running the shop, and they said that a lot of customers come in with arthritis, and they have this enzyme called serrapeptase. Now you can get this serrapeptase in two different strengths, but they recommended that I'd get the higher one. They said give it a go. You know, a lot of their customers are elderly, and they have this serrapeptase for their arthritis, and it helps the symptoms. It gets rid of the pain. So I tried the serrapeptase, and within 4 days, I'm not kidding you, the pain had gone in my back, and I could function normal. I mean, I could bend over. I didn't have any what's it called, agility. I felt agile again, and I felt that I could get on with my daily business. Well, unfortunately, there was a couple of things that happened. The first thing that happened is there was a lot of information on the web at the time about serrapeptase, and not only the fact that it could help with arthritis pain, and basically for me personally it took away all the pain of the arthritis in my back, um, but it had loads of other benefits. um, you know, things like cysts and stuff like that, it could dissolve them. It could thin your blood slightly. You know, there was even saying it could clear the stuff out of your arteries, you know, the cholesterol and crap out your arteries. There's a really, really good enzyme. Anyway, I bought it regularly. I used to buy it every month, and all of a sudden, the supplier could no longer get the stock of the original one that Drop in the Ocean sold me. Um, so I had to switch to a different supplier, an online supplier, to try and get that one. But even online, you couldn't get it. So there was another company selling serrapeptase. It wasn't the same brand, but it was the same strength. So I'll give that a go. Um, and yeah, it was worked. It got rid of the pain. I could go and my daily business. I was out 5 days a week. You know, I could go to the gym. I could do Zumba. You know, just had a normal life. And then I couldn't get it online either. and I searched everywhere and I just couldn't get it. Drop in the ocean due to um, the reorganisation, I'll say, of our cities and towns. Um, Decided that where Drop in the Ocean was, that them buildings were going to become derelict. I think they're going to knock them down. So we lost Drop in the Ocean, and we lost a few other shops. But anyway, this serrapeptase is what I wanted to talk about. So I was informed, I can't remember who told me now, I think it might have been one of the shops, or might have been, I don't think it was Holland and Barrett, but one of the shops that said the UK has decided something called the novel food legislation has decided that serrapeptase could no longer be sold in the UK. So I looked into it and I inquired about it, and I read some stuff on the line on the internet. And apparently, where this serrapeptase was made, I think it was the one I had. It was called Nature's Aid or Nature's Natural. Can't remember it now because it was a few years ago. I haven't had it for a few years because you just can't get it still. And again, like obviously arthritis is one of them things. It doesn't go away. But not just me. Like I say, lots and lots of pensioners were taking this enzyme. Not just pensioners, but young people that had got arthritis were taking this enzyme and living their life free from pain without being stuffed on painkillers. So I looked into it, I researched it, and apparently where this enzyme is made, it's basically what it is. It's the enzyme of the silkworm, and it's what it releases when it comes out of its cocoon. It releases this serrapeptase and it dissolves all the cocoon, so then it's free. Pretty much what it does to arthritis. It gets rid of the pain and so you're free. Well, here's Johnny. Hello, Johnny. So hello. Anyway, the place where this serrapeptase is made is a really poor country. This particular brand that I was having, the Nature's Aid one. And basically, what this novel food legislation had said to them, they basically wanted to know the recipe and the processes of this enzyme. And in order for the people to test it in this country, it would cost them a lot of money, and it was money that they didn't have, or money they weren't prepared to take or to pay, or it was the fact that they didn't want somebody else knowing their secret recipe. So it could be the fact that this novel food legislation knew how good this serrapeptase was, wanted to know all the ingredients of it so then they could duplicate it and make a generic, which they probably have done. Anyway, as a result of it, the company said no, they wasn't going to do it, so the UK have not licensed it, so you can't get it in the UK. Now, again, like I said, the benefits of it were outstanding. I would recommend serrapeptase, and for anyone that's got arthritis, if you can get hold of serrapeptase, definitely get it because it's fantastic stuff. So around about the same time that serrapeptase all of a sudden, wasn't allowed in the UK anymore because of this novel food legislation. There was some research that I read online, not just one, but several pieces, saying that the private doctors were then prescribing serrapeptase. And I thought, well, isn't this funny? Like, all of a sudden, private doctors are prescribing serrapeptase to their, not just people with arthritis, but people with joint pains and stuff like that. So these private doctors were then prescribing serrapeptase, and then people like me then can't get hold of it because all of a sudden novel food legislation have decided that it's not going to be licensed in the UK anymore. But it just sounds a little bit, a bit iffy to me. Anyway, I just wanted to get it out there, It's just crazy, the fact that, they won't let this through the borders. But look at all the stuff we are getting through the borders. And it's not just that, because, I'm from, like, I was born in the 60s. Um, so in the 70s, like, for me, Adidas trainers, I mean, they were just quality Adidas trainers. And if you had a pair of Adidas trainers, they were comfortable, you didn't get any blisters, the padding was just right. I mean, you knew there was a lot of work, and, you know, had gone into those trainers to make them as comfortable and fit for purpose. Now, it's not just the serapeptase that can't get through the borders. I mean, you can get loads and loads of people in the back of vans. These people include murderers, rapists, drug dealers. All the shit that you can think of can get through our borders, but serapeptase can't get through. And I haven't seen a legitimate pair of Adidas trainers since before the new millennium. So it looks like original, proper, legitimate Adidas trainers are also obviously not licensed in the UK anymore, because our shops are full of duplicates, they're full of counterfeit goods, and not one pair of proper Adidas trainers that are to be seen. Anyway, I'm going to cut it off there. If you watch, thank you. Hope you don't need serapeptase, because you can't get it. And if anyone knows where you can get legitimate serapeptase, please let me know, because I'd like to be pain free and not just shoved on like crap fucking painkillers. Thank you. Bye.